No, I have not missed reviewing Owari no Seraph for about a month. What are you guys talking about? But let's go ahead and dive into this shit like it's a vagina pool. Now that ending though, first off, if anything I say is kind of obviously wrong based on the preview, I wouldn't know because I try not to watch the previews in this show simply because the last two previews I've kind of been able to piece together what actually happened, so I'm trying to be as surprised as possible whenever I actually watch the episode. So with that being said, yeah, it's been said. But that ending though, that double mindfuck, Mika stabbed Gurren and you stabbed, oh my god. So what does this mean? What's going to happen to Mika? Because every time a vampire has been hit with a cursed weapon, they just disintegrated right then and there. But then again, Mika he didn't start off as a vampire, and he has been drinking like one of the big boss's vampires' blood. So I don't know if that could play a factor. It could also be a factor that maybe you realizes that it's Mika before like the disintegration can happen, and maybe it's like a willpower thing. Maybe they have to be like, I shall cut you and I want you to die, and they die. But if they cut them and then they have like the willpower, like, you know what, maybe you shouldn't die, maybe they'll live through. I don't know. I just don't want Mika to die, because if he dies right now, that would be bullshit. That would be a huge mindfuck, and that would be like, this would be like the next Akame got killed, because for those of you that don't know, friends die in that anime. Like, characters you wouldn't think die, they die. So I mean, this kind of reminded me of a Akame got killed situation, but I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. And I highly doubt Gurren's dead though, because he's such a badass, and he always seems like he has something extra up his sleeve. Like maybe he is so close to that demon, and they have such a contract. And I don't remember if he actually did pop those pills, but maybe he can like go almost full demon or some shit and just shrug that shit off. But I don't think Gurren's going to die from this. Although the sword did look like it pierced his heart, he can't die, man. I would call straight up bullshit if either of these characters die. But anyway, I'm not exactly sure how I feel about Mika's kind of arrogant attitude, because the arrogantness was always left up to you throughout this entire series so far. And just seeing Mika say like, how could I possibly lose? I'm getting serious. I'm strong, you're not, and shit. No, the shit he was talking to Gurren, it kind of seemed unlike Mika from what we've seen when he was younger. But then again, he has been through hell. Like, this guy has been through so much. He's a vampire now. He's fighting his former species. He's fighting humans. So I would assume that there's some part of him that just like wants to die. That's just in agony at all times, knowing that he's a fucking vampire. So I can't blame him too much. But I don't know if I like his character this way. I would rather you be the arrogant mofo. But what we did get of the Gurren versus Mika was awesome. And throughout this episode, it seemed like the budget was taken away and then the budget kicked back in. Like, there was a scene where a lot of the company, they were fighting some vampires, and it was just like a still shot for about 5 seconds, and they were like the action lines, you know what I'm talking about? And then it switched over to actual animation. Then we got another still shot. That was kind of off-putting, but other than that, this episode was great. I'm loving the animation, and I love the scene where you met up with his homies and was like, I don't give a damn what you guys say, I'm sorry, but if the same bullshit happens tomorrow, I will come to your side. I will come the next day, forever and ever. And basically what I got out of that was him saying that he refuses to lose another family. Like, he would do anything that he can to keep that family. And that noble vampire that came to Mika's rescue, that punch to Gurren's face, it was so fucking epic. It reminded me of some Gon versus Pito shit for some reason. And just the fact that Gurren, like, was knocked through all that rubble and got up. Granted, you could tell he was in pain, but he got up from that shit like that. This dude, there's something going on with him, man. He just cannot be a normal human, because anyone else would have died or at least been knocked out. So there's something going on with this guy that we don't know about yet. And I love when Shiho told you that we didn't need your help, dog. I'm more than skilled to handle this shit. But didn't you just save his ass unless he was about to do some crazy backhand swing or some shit? He would have gotten his life taken. So, I've only watched that scene once, but it looked like he was in trouble, and you saved his ass. So how ungrateful can this guy be? Although they obviously held their own against many vampire, he could have at least said thank you. But man, that ending, I cannot get over that shit. Just Mika's face once he realized that was you, and Yu's face once he realized he stabbed Mika. I mean, if Yu is part demon, part vampire, whatever he may be, it's going to come out next episode. Like the trauma of thinking that he's lost Mika, thinking about Mika every single day, and then stabbing him. Like, and the fact that Mika's a fucking vampire. Like, when you said what at the end of the episode, you can tell that was just utter confusion. That was delicious voice acting right there. He is going to go insane. I don't know what's about to happen. But like I said, if he does ever show us some of his own demon power, it's going to be next episode. I feel it, man. But I cannot wait till next week. I'm going to try to pick up the Owari no Seraph reviews, but Saturdays are really busy for me, especially since they're my only off days, and I have to do a lot on my off days, which sucks. But this episode was great, man. Tell me what you guys thought. This has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.